At Liberty New at noon, four people were taken to the hospital this morning after an ambulance and a car collided in Prince George's County. We're still getting more information. This happened just after 7 this morning. Prince George's County Fire and EMS Department responded to Addison Road and Walker Mill. The investigation revealed, again, that the ambulance and another vehicle collided. That investigation continues. Two men with PGFD were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
All right, Mark. Well, another heartbreaking story. A father is turning his heartbreak into a call for change along the Anacostia River. Weeks after his son, 5-year-old Carson West, drowned near a playground in southeast D.C., his father is pushing for new safety measures, saying simple barriers, warning signs, and more oversight could help prevent another tragedy. Now, Carson West wasn't able to grow up beyond kindergarten, and his father, Gary, holds 5 years of his memories with his son close after receiving a life-changing call from Children's National Hospital. Now, Carson, who was autistic and nonverbal, was airlifted after being found in the Anacostia River. He reportedly wandered off during a play date with his mother. Now, through grief and therapy after losing his second child, the first during childbirth, Gary is pushing for change. Take a listen.
My goal is to just complete, the mission of getting equipment down there, gate, fence, some type of barrier, the sign.
And his online petition for safety upgrades along the river has garnered roughly 4,000 signatures. He hopes support for change born out of tragedy can make a difference, Mark. So what a tribute for his son.
Absolutely. In other news, Liberty, an update, a Canadian man sentenced to decades in prison for using the internet to sexually exploit nearly 150 children here in the U.S., some as young as the age of 6. So I want to warn you that the details are disturbing. A recording, investigators say that he would use social media apps to prey on kids and recording to create child sex abuse images, then threaten to share the videos if they wanted to stop. Romanian Pathimanthan, according to the U.S. District Attorney Janine Pirro, hunted children online. He targeted at least 145 victims throughout the country, some, again, as young as 6, and subjected them to horrors that no child should ever experience, according to Janine Pirro. And those are her words. And he posed as a teenager from New Jersey. This went on from at least March of 2014 until the day of his arrest in Canada on March 10th, 2021. He's currently serving a 12-year sentence in Canada on similar charges, and he's received a 33-year sentence Tuesday after he pleaded guilty back in January.
All right, and in the district, a tough budget season means many programs and services are on the chopping block, but newly freed up money, Mark, could bring some of them back to life. Mayor Muriel Bowser now calling on the council to fund some of her top priorities after the CFO made $400 million available. On her list, workforce investments, so pay raises for some union workers, including firefighters, school principals, and other DCPS paraprofessionals. The Child Care Family Subsidy Program, which helps families afford child care, the Housing Production Trust Fund, and more. Now, we spoke to several council members today who say there are a lot of holes right now in the budget. Take a listen.
Really worried about the gaps that we see for some of our human needs around ERAP and housing access, around the Pay Equity Fund. We would like to see more funding in the child care subsidy so that families can afford to have their children cared for. And so it's going to be a busy next couple of weeks working together to try to fill some of those gaps.
All right. And then after that, over the next 2 weeks, the chairman will be speaking to council members one-on-one. They will be working through what's discussed today, and ultimately he'll put together his budget proposal, and the council will take its first vote, Mark, on that budget on June 9th.
And Liberty critics of the Trump administration say that federal workers have been the target of the president and his administration since he took office for a second term. Now the White House is pushing for all federal employees to sign non-disclosure agreements or NDAs, and this will impact the hundreds of thousands of federal workers in the region. Tosin Fakile was outside of OPM headquarters with more on this story. Okay. In other news, we're having some technical difficulties. Liberty will get back to that story, Tosin's story, as soon as it becomes available. In DC News Now, we're always stretching your dollar. We want to help you save as much money as possible. More car insurance claims are resulting in total losses following a crash. You want to make sure that you get enough money to replace it. First, it's recommended that you document everything from the crash, including road conditions, including the temperature and the visibility at the time of the incident. Second, compare your replacement estimate to other vehicles with your car's condition. And third, you should find your own find your own comps by looking for the same make and model, year, and trim, and ballpark mileage to make sure that the cost is correct or in the same neighborhood. And fourth, track down what you added to the car, like speaker systems and floor mats and windshield wipers. That way you can build a better case to get more coverage in the event that you have an accident. Of course, Liberty, often when people have car accidents, especially when their car is paid for, and then they have an accident, they tend to get on the short end of the stick. So we want
you got to prepare and try to get the best deals possible. So those are great tips, Mark.
And let's get back to that story, Tosin's story, about federal workers being targeted.
Attorney I spoke to says this could cause a chilling effect with federal workers, and he says the language in the NDA could interfere with whistleblower rights, but OPM is stressing that it does not. OPM says this comes after several recent unauthorized disclosures involving sensitive government information. And this NDA is expected to be used by federal agencies for new and existing federal workers. The Hill reports a draft NDA OPM published on Tuesday says employees must agree to use confidential government information solely to perform their official duty and notify their agency of any known or suspected loss, theft, non-secure destruction of these materials. An attorney with Tully Rinke here in D.C. says while the government's intent seems reasonable, he is reminding people that government employees have the protections to speak out about issues they see within the government.
This proposed regulation appears to perhaps interfere with that. And it calls its stated reason is to protect the government interest and pre-decisional making. But you have to be very careful when you're doing that as far as with employees, because employees also have rights to discuss these matters as well.
And here's his advice to current federal workers.
Really read over the agreement, first of all, understand what is being requested of them and what they may be signing, and then to talk to their representative before signing the agreement. To see whether they should sign it, what avenues they have to challenge the agreement. They could have union, protections for some employees. They could file grievances regarding being forced to sign this sort of an agreement.
And according to the draft of the NDA, by signing it, the employee agrees to not disclose confidential government information after leaving the agency. And the agreement is good for 5 years after that employee leaves federal service. In the district, I'm Tosin Fakile, DC News Now.
Thanks, Tosin.